The little girl in me has spent a lifetime running because of fear of some form, whether that's fear of being seen or fear of being invisible, fear of being too much, fear of inadequate performance, fear of being compared to people who were better, fear of standing out. And fear has kept me running from pressing toward the Mark Productions, the visual arm of Red Press Communications. Although this public, visible space is very scary for me, at this point, I'm more afraid of not doing it, of not doing what I believe that God has called and purposed me to do. So here I am, doing it scared. The last time that I sat here was over 40 years ago. As a child, I sat on this piano bench countless times, numerous times. I couldn't tell you how many. Sometimes that was on Sunday morning, as kids, we were preparing for Sunday school and we'd play in the sanctuary before Sunday school started. Other times it was on Sunday afternoons when church service was over and we were waiting on our parents. At my grandmother's prodding, my mother enrolled me in a piano class. My great grandfather, my grandmother's father, had been a skilled musician. He could play any instrument, and my grandmother just knew that one of her grandchildren had to have inherited his musical gene or genius. It, however, was not me. Piano wasn't my instrument, and music was not my gift. But for 5 very long years, I went to piano lessons every week. I practiced at home every day. And then I was asked to play here at a special church event. I didn't want to do it. I didn't like playing piano, and I was terrified of being in front of people. But saying no was not an option. I don't remember what I wore that day. I don't remember what dress I had on. I don't remember how my mom had styled my hair. What I do remember is the beating of my heart and the shaking of my hands. And then, at some point in the piece, I ran right out of that door. I had known the notes of the song, I had practiced for this moment. So I didn't run out of the door because I was unprepared. I ran out because fear had me believing that I just couldn't do it. The little girl in me has spent a lifetime running because of fear of some form, whether that's fear of being seen or fear of being invisible, fear of being too much, fear of inadequate performance, fear of being compared to people who were better, fear of standing out. And fear has kept me running from pressing toward the Mark Productions, the visual arm of Red Press Communications. Although this public, visible space is very scary for me, at this point, I'm more afraid of not doing it, of not doing what I believe that God has called and purposed me to do. So here I am, doing it scared. Over the beating of my heart, and in spite of the shaking of my hands and my voice, for the first few weeks, I'm just going to introduce myself to you. I'm going to tell you who I am. Some people are here in the content creator space because it's trendy, you know? Others are here because they're looking for an additional income stream. While nothing is wrong with either one of those reasons, they're just not mine. I'm here because it's what I believe that I've been purposed to do. So I want you to get to know me. I want you to understand me and my motivation. When I was growing up, sometimes my mom would say, they're just talking just to hear themselves talk. The online space has so many voices, there's so much dissonance. And I'm not here to add to the noise. I'm not here just to hear myself talk. I'm here to cultivate a space of connection and conversation. There's space for you here on this bench. What about you? What have you been running from? If you weren't scared, what would you do? Let's talk about it in the comments. Join the Pressing Toward the Mark community by sharing, liking, and subscribing.